Hello everyone. I hope all of you are doing really good, and I'm sure most of you are bored without coming to college. So I was just thinking before we can start off today's session, we would just speak for 2 minutes thinking or discussing what are the ways you can stay healthy at home. So most of you are eating, I'm sure, eating a lot of junk and eating things where you tend up putting on a lot of weight. I'm sure this goes to everybody. And I feel that we are coming to a moment where to fight this pandemic disease, we all need to stay healthy and stay fit also. So the first tip here is I feel that we all need to eat the right kind of food where we would stay healthy, okay, rather than eating a lot of junk and oily food. And the second thing is we can or I would say we need to exercise so that we can keep ourselves healthy and keep ourselves fit. So probably we can do small amount of work around the house. That itself would help us burn a lot of calories. And the third thing is please ensure to drink a lot of water. Water is the only thing that helps you to cut down a lot of weight and unhealthy fat in the body, and it washes out a lot of toxins. So these are three tips which I feel is very important for every child to follow, and even elders, so that we can keep ourselves fit, and hot water is very good for health. So we'll move on into today's session. So today we would be talking about or discussing about principles of directing. And before we could move into principles of directing, let's discuss what we did last class. So last class we started off with this new chapter called directing, and in this new chapter directing we completed the meaning and the features as well as the importance of directing. So I was just thinking, let me again bring before you the meaning of directing so that it would be easy for you to understand what are the principles of directing. Now, this principles of directing is a very important 8 marker which was asked in your final exam, that is in the 2019 paper. So please ensure that it was asked for an 8 marker stating explain the principles of directing. So this topic has been introduced in the syllabus last year, and it has been asked itself in the 2019 paper for an 8 marker. So please ensure you're studying this particular topic because it's very important, and most of these points are already points which you already know. So it's going to be easy for you. So moving into the meaning of directing, you already know directing is a managerial function, and it's a very important managerial function. What is the word directing teaching you? Directing is nothing but the manager is instructing or he is guiding the employees, and he is motivating and pushing the employees forward so that the employees will be able to achieve their goals, desired goals. So how is he doing it? There are plans which is laid telling this manager has to monitor so and so employee. So depending on the plans that's been laid, he has to put the plans into action. So moving on to the topic called principles of directing. Now there are 8 principles of directing. Now please ensure, I told you this is a very important 8 marker. So if you only write the points in your exam, you would get 3 marks or 4 marks for the points. So the remaining, if you are very well capable of learning the points, might as well you can explain these points in your own words along with only the key terminologies. You might as well can score full 8 marks in your exam. So please ensure these points are very easy, which you already know. These points may differ from textbook to textbook. So what is the first one? Maximum individual contribution, effective communication, efficient control, unity of direction and unity of command, harmony of objectives, efficiency, feedback information, comprehension, follow-throughs, direct supervision. Again, I repeat, these points may differ from the notes which I have given you. That is fine. You don't have to. Now coming down to the first point, I will teach you in only the important terminologies pointer wise so that it's easy for you to understand. So what is the meaning of maximum individual contribution? Individual contribution again refers to employees' contribution. Now, employees' contribution, you know, every individual employee has their own goals and targets which they have to achieve. Now, who is going to help them achieve these? Who is going to help them achieve these organizational goals? The manager is the person who is helping them achieve the organizational goals. How? By untapping their energies. How is he untapping the? How is the manager untapping the energies? The manager is always there to motivate the employees and push the employees so that the employees are able to achieve the targets which they have to achieve in the organization. Example, you are doing 100 emails every single day and you're able to finish these 100 emails within 7 hours. The remaining 2 hours of work, what are you supposed to do? You would sit idle, or probably you are a very efficient employee. So your manager would say, can you please work on an extra 20 emails? You're very efficient as an employee. So what is he doing? He's pushing you forward. He is ensuring that your maximum potential is got out from you as an individual. So the words which you need to remember here is individual, okay, that is the employee, and you have organization. So every individual has his own goals and every organization also has their own goals. So the manager is the one who is pushing the employee so that he is able to achieve the organizational goals. So these are the two words that you need to remember. Now coming down to the next point, harmony of objectives. Now please understand here, objectives, this word refers to two things. Again, individual objectives, okay, and you have organizational objectives. Please understand in your first point. In the first point, I said the individual is being pushed by the organization. That refers to by the manager. The manager is pushing the individual so that the individual is able to achieve the organizational goals. That is how it goes in a triangle. But here, the objectives, harmony of objectives means the individual has his own individual objectives. The organization has its own organizational objectives. The manager is a person that ensures that there is a balance between the individual objective and the organizational objective, that both do not get hampered. So what is the manager doing? The manager will see here, it says very often we find that individual objectives of employees and organizational benefits to fulfill their personal needs. That means what? Because the individual needs to fulfill the individual objectives only, he joins an organization and he starts working in the organization. So what happens here? The organization may expect employees to improve productivity. So what does the organization want to do? The organization wants to earn more money or more profits. So what are they doing? They are pushing the employee and asking the employee to improve their productivity and do well in their job. So how are they helping the individual to achieve their goals? They are providing them a lot of rewards for their work and they're complimenting the employee. Very easy way to understand. Again, I would repeat, harmony of objectives refers to objectives are referred to individual objectives and organizational objectives and goals which should be achieved. So what is happening? Every individual has his own goals which he wants to achieve, that is personal goals, for which he joins the organization, and this manager is pushing him and asking him to improve his productivity so that the organization can earn good amount of profit. So because the individual is able to provide the organizational objectives, the company is rewarding the employee in terms of complimentations or in terms of whatever rewards, cash rewards or bonus or whatever they can give. So the employee is very well satisfied. So that is the second point of harmony of objectives. Now, the third one is unity of command. This word strikes telling you that it is nothing but Henry Fayol's one of the principles of Henry Fayol. Now, what is this unity of command? Unity of command is nothing but one person will only have one manager. No person can have two managers, just like the diagram here. Every individual, that is every person, should only receive instructions from one supervisor or one manager. So I'll just underline the words for you. You can learn only those words. If there are two managers or two supervisors, it will cause confusion in the organization, and it will lead to a lot of conflicts and lot of confusions in the organization. So for better efficiency of the individual, person refers to individual or employee, and superior refers to manager. So for the best efficiency, one person or one individual should only receive instructions from one manager, and it is very easy for you to remember. The fourth one is appropriateness of direction technique. Now this appropriation of direction technique refers to two words called as leadership and another word called as motivation. Okay, now what is this? You see this diagram here where the manager is, this is the manager and these are the employees. Let's believe it so. So this manager is giving appropriate information to the subordinates. By how? By motivating the subordinates, and he is a leader who is pushing the employees or helping the employees to understand what their deliverables are. So what is happening here? According to this principle, appropriate motivational and leadership techniques should be used while directing the people based on subordinate needs, capabilities, attitudes, and other situational variables. Nothing but in terms of various situations, problems, and problems that's been handled in the organization, the manager should ensure that he has proper leadership techniques and he is properly motivating the employee, so that the employee is not moving into the wrong direction, but he is being able to take the right decision with the help of the manager. So these words, that is leadership and motivational, is very important, so that the manager will provide the subordinate with the right kind of capabilities and will address them in terms of their attitudes and will help them to solve their problems. Next point, managerial communication. Now, why is managerial communication so very important? Because the managers are in the middle level, and the top level management is the one which chalks down all the plans and the rules and everything that has to be followed by the lower level departments. So the middle level is the one where the managers are the main people who have to take the information from the top level and give it to the lower level. They are the ones who are there at the middle level to help the top level bridge the communication between the top level and the lower level. So whatever communication that flows from the top level, okay, whatever communication flows from the top level to the middle level, wherever the managers are, to the lower level. Okay, whatever information is flowing from here to here should be perfect. There should not be any confusions, and the instructions should be very clear to the lower level management, so that the employees or the subordinates at the lower level know what they are supposed to do or what job they need to get completed. So the middle level management, that is the managers at the middle level, should ensure that they're giving proper instructions, okay, and feedbacks to the people in the lower level, so that the subordinates at the lower level will not get confused and they will be able to achieve their targets. The next point, use of informal organization. Now, if you actually look at the picture here, formal organization is something where the head speaks and everybody else will be able to understand and they will be able to take decisions and everything is very organized. But informal means what? Informal groups are created within the formal groups. That means if you are working in an organization, you are working in the accounts payable, accounts receivable team. In your accounts payable, accounts receivable team itself, you already have within you, you have within you you'll have a group, okay, that is your friends group, or you have your let's say your buddies who's helping you to do the job. So what is this? All this is your informal groups which are creating within your formal organization. Okay, so what is happening, that also is helping you to achieve your organizational group, organizational goals. That is what your informal communication or informal groups are helping you to achieve your organizational goals. So what is happening? A manager should realize that informal groups or organization exist within every formal organization. He already knows that. He should spot and make use of such organizations for effective directing. So what is happening? Let's say your friend is not performing well and you are performing well. Your manager should ensure that he calls you and tells you that, look, she is your friend. Please help her or tell her that this job is very important for her and I understand what she's going through, but I'm sure as a friend she would listen to what you are saying. So what is he doing? He is finding out the spot where he can motivate and push the employees so that the organizational goals are also getting achieved through the informal groups, through your own friends groups. Okay, so these points are very simple and I'm sure that you're able to understand, and the explanations are also, I've kept the explanations small and short, so you can even self-explanate it in your own words only with the important terminologies. So the next one is leadership. Now all of you know who is a leader. A leader is a person who ensures that he is giving time and he is pushing and motivating people, and he is also staying positive, okay, and he is not staying negative, and he is able to achieve, he is helping the organization, or he is helping the subordinates achieve the goals in the organization. So what is happening here? If you look at the word leadership, you see all these words here. What is it? Motivation, goals, success, contribution, teamwork, support. So who is helping you to achieve all this? The leader, the manager is motivating the employees. He is helping the employees achieve the goals. He's providing success to the employees by motivating them, pushing them. He's contributing. He himself is contributing to the organization, and he's helping the team also contribute, and he's helping the team work not as an individual but as a team. So what is he doing? He is exercising good leadership qualities so that the entire team will be positive. That means all the subordinates will be positive and they will not be dissatisfied, but they will be very satisfied and they'll be very happy to work in the organization. So that is the reason I put this here for you, these words, because you should understand a leader is not a person who walks singly, but he helps the entire team to motivate within themselves and to achieve goals and to bring success and to help them contribute and work as a team, so that this word called leadership is fully completed, and so that the employees are positively happy and they are not dissatisfied. And you can write even your own explanation here, whatever sentences that you want to add, but these are the important words. Now the last thing is follow throughs. What is this follow throughs? Okay, just by the leader giving orders to the subordinates is not very important, but he should ensure that every week, every month, the employees are able to achieve their targets and they're able to complete their jobs without any problems and without any struggles. For this, whatever modifications or whatever changes needs to be completed or needs to be taken, the manager should ensure that he is following it. Otherwise, it will lead to short-term goals and not long-term achieving of goals. So what are they saying here? Managers should follow it up by reviewing. Reviewing means what? Checking employees' performance, not just weekly or monthly, but on a regular basis. They have to check the employees' performance to ensure that there is no problem in the performance of the employee, and if there is any problem, the suitable measures should be taken, so that the steps are taken so that there is no problem for the employee to achieve their goals or targets. They're easy to achieve their goals and their targets. So by this we come to the end of this particular topic, that is principles of directing. Again, we would do a recap. The first point is maximum individual contribution. And in maximum individual contribution, please remember individual and organizational goals. So who's pushing here? The manager is the one who's pushing the individual to achieve the organizational goals. So remember a triangle here. The second one is harmony of objectives. You have to remember the word objectives here. Objectives refers to goals, but objectives here also means individual objectives and organizational objectives. If the manager is pushing the employee to the highest potential to achieve the organizational objective, the employee will be able to achieve his own individual objective. Unity of command refers to what? It refers to every individual serving or following the instructions of only one manager, so that there is no conflict and confusion in the organization. Appropriateness of direction techniques is nothing but two words, leadership and motivation, where every manager should help the subordinates to be motivated and help them properly, so that they're able to achieve the organizational goals, so that their attitudes and they are pushed to their maximum capabilities and they are not being harnessed by any way. The next one is managerial communication. What does managerial communication refers to? It refers to telling that management, that is the mid-level management, managers are there in the mid-level management. So they are the ones who bridge the gap between the top level and the lower level. So whatever instructions they are giving to the lower level, the instruction should be very clear, and the subordinate should be able to understand the instructions that's been given by the management, that is the top level as well as the middle level. But the middle level managers are the ones who have to communicate it properly from the top level to the lower level. The next one is use of informal organization. What is it? The informal organization is a group which has been created within the formal organization. So the manager is the one who has to ensure that he is using this informal organization properly, so that employees can achieve their goals. Example is like I told you, if the employee is not able to achieve the organizational goals, the manager can speak to his or her friend and tell his or her friend, telling that what is happening to this particular employee. I'm sure that you are his or her friend. You can speak to this particular person so that the person is able to achieve their goals. So what is it? He is using this informal organization to so that the employee is able to achieve the formal organizational goals. The second last one is leadership. So what is that? Every manager should exercise good leadership behavior within the organization. He should ensure that he is motivating, supporting, helping his employees achieve goals, helping them move towards the success line, and helping them to work as a team to contribute to the organizational goals, and the employees are not dissatisfied. And the last one is follow-throughs. What is the meaning of follow-throughs? The manager is not only checking of all, he's not just using all these principles and forgetting it. He is ensuring that he is monitoring the employee's performance weekly base, monthly base, yearly base. He's keeping a track record of it, and he is also ensuring that anywhere the employee is not able to achieve the targets or goals, he is ensuring he is solving all the problems, and suitable modifications or changes are being taken place so that the employees are able to achieve their goals in the organization.